Hey, gonna wait for some people to join. Hopefully people join. If not, that's okay. Welcome to Talk It Out, Talk It Out, Talk It Out. Raise the roof. Hey, Michelle. Got my little hands. I really hate doing lives where I can see myself, but I'm doing it today. So just in case, I'm checking, if Michelle Shaw or Jen can join us today, or anybody who wants to join, via video. I would love to have you. Although I've never really brought anybody on, maybe. But anyways, just kind of waiting. I don't have any music to play. Just, said I'd be back, and so here I am. Yay. Love my little hands. So my one grandson was here today when we were hanging out, and he's like, what are those? My little hands. And so then I started rubbing his head. It was funny. Funny to me. Probably not to him. Hi, mother-in-law. So welcome to Talk It Out, Talk It Out, Talk It Out. And Happy New Year. So it's been, I feel like forever since I've been on here, which it kind of has been. This is the first day in like 3 weeks that I have put full-blown makeup on, done my hair, got all ready. Because the first 2 weeks, basically Christmas, and we end up going on vacation. And then this past week with the weather, I end up working from home, and this is just total proof of why I don't need to work from home, because I don't get ready. I don't do anything. And I'm depressed enough as it is with this stupid weather out here. So I have to have life outside. Hey, Gracie. So yeah, eyeshadow, everything. Got it all on today. But there's an SIU game tonight. Go Dogs. So planning to do that. But so for those obviously who follow me, saw that we had some excitement. It's still kind of, surreal that it really happened today. But it did. So yeah, my son-in-law's truck was stolen, from their driveway at some point, sometime after 11 o'clock last night. And crazy. So yeah. So thanks to the Ford app and people out there trying to give us some advice, we were able to track where the truck was. And then let the fun begin. So then the chase happened. You guys saw my video that I shared. Hey, Senda, about some friends who were like, hey, look at this chase type thing. They were hunting, and it was the most excitement they had seen all day. And so then come to find out, when Kelsey did her post about the truck being stolen, they shared the video, and there you go. So yeah, some true excitement today. So my live for today is super late, but here I am. I'm trying to hold myself accountable. Today's talk is as much information as I need for myself to listen to, as anything else. So, dang it. And there was a quote I was going to write down and share because it came up today too. And I was like, perfect. These quotes always hit me at the right time. And I forgot to write it down. So I'll just have to share it later. It does have a bad word in it, but, it's really true. It's my problem. It's what I have an issue with. So I decided to, I'm a work in progress. By the way, we have officially our first live. I had it written down in my other book. But I think we had done our official first live a year ago, sometime around this time frame, within sometime after Callan was born, which was January 4th. To today's date. So somewhere in there, we did our first official live, from, sitting behind the counter at Stern Sales. And, so yay, still here, still kicking, still, pushing, Don't know where it's going to go, what it's going to do, but I'm here, right? So that's the bonus. Hey, Bethany, Annette, and Samantha, thank you for joining. See, this is where I'm going to get distracted because I'm going to see these people join in and then I'm going to like shout them out. So I'll try to not look at that. But, so anyway, so it's been a year. Yeah. Yes. So still here. Michelle is still part of it, you know, so she's coming back. I've got Randy, who's pushing her on the backside saying, hey, you need to get back on here because I wouldn't be where I'm at today without her support. And along with many other, of course, but she was the one who was there in the very beginning. So, I'm working on her. I'm working on her to come back. So anyways, so my talk today is just as much information that I need to listen for myself also. So, hey, Katie King. And so it's 10 habits and practices that can lead to greater happiness and personal growth. And so I've already started taking some advice. Some things I've already been trying to do to better myself anyway. But, you know, who doesn't want to better themselves daily? So, or weekly or monthly or yearly or whatever to be just a better person. The quote that I have in my card, my motivational card that I have in my car is be a better version of yourself today or something to that effect. And so, or be the best version of yourself, something like that. Anyway, so that's always like, I look at that first thing in the morning and that's just what I go with. So, that's what I'm shooting for. Again, this platform, don't know where it's going to go, what it's going to do, how it's going to, you know, pan out, but here I am. So anyway, so number 1 is to practice gratitude. So appreciate the positive aspects of your life. And then the suggestion I had here was to journal 3 things that you're grateful for daily. And then reframe your mindset toward positivity. So you can talk to anybody in my family and I'm all about trying to be all positive. And, you know, sometimes I feel like I'm wasting my breath and other times, you know, I can't stop, right? So I still just keep doing it. So practice gratitude. There's many things to be grateful for. You know, recently with our lovely winter storm that we've had, it's been crazy and power's been going out and those poor Ameren guys and anybody who's having to deal with getting the power up and going again. You know, kudos to you guys for taking that job on. I can't imagine. So thank you. I know that, you know, you may get on Facebook and see people moaning and groaning about the power being out. Nobody wants to lose power. But it happens. And so when I start seeing those things, I start thinking, okay, let's think about those who, were recently part of the hurricane, LA and the fires. Think of all those people who have lost things. Not only do they not have power, they have nothing. Like everything was just wiped out. So we should be grateful for what we've got right now. So, that is definitely one thing that it's so easy for us to bitch and complain about, not having power, but, there's a lot worse things out there. So just be grateful. And so thank you again. Shout out to all those men and women out there who work to get the power back up and going. So number 1 was practice gratitude. Number 2 is embrace lifelong learning. So this said, learn something new through books, courses, or experiences. Growth thrives on curiosity and skill development. And so, multiple times you'll hear me talk about, you know, I am trying to invest in myself. That is my phrase to people at work, family, friends, whomever, is to invest in yourself. Like if you want to be better, invest in yourself. What can you do to make yourself a better person? And I am doing that same thing. When we were without power for a couple of days, I had this, and I meant to bring it with me, but forgot this devotional, journal, that I started using. And like, I know journaling is good. It's just, I struggle with how to even start writing anything down. And honestly, anything matters. Whatever you write down, that's all that matters. As long as you're writing something, and then once you get that first word or two out, you'll just start flowing, and before you know it, you'll have pages filled with just things, just whatever crosses your mind, write it out. And so I had a hard time. I have a difficult time with journaling, but when the power was out, that's where I was going. I looked at that devotional book and I worked on it, and just some of the questions, I can't remember what the first one was. I shared the pictures. I know they were hard to read, but, do I feel like I'm a true Christian or, whatever. And I've always felt that way. It's just that, I know that I'm not perfect. By all means, I am not perfect, but I know that things that I've done and do over time is an appreciative of what God would be grateful to see me do. And so that's what I focus on. So I thought to be like a true Christian, whatever, is like you had to be that perfect, go to church, don't cuss, don't drink, don't do this, don't do that, don't whatever. And I'm like, I'm far from that. Like I try to better myself, but I'm far from that. And I just thought that that's the person you just had to be to be right in God's eyes, I guess. I do struggle with that if I do something and then I turn around and ask for forgiveness, like I get it. He does forgive me, but then I turn around and do it tomorrow. Like, how dumb am I? Like, it just happens. It happens to all of us, but I realize it's just part of it. So I'm growing, working on that. But, listening to podcasts, trying to better my learning skills of how I can do better with this. I definitely struggle talking to myself and looking at myself on the screen today, but I'm doing it, right? So that's all that matters. So podcasts, I've been listening to Audible books, and honestly, because we were on vacation outside of when I did drive a little bit to Florida, I did play Ed Milet. Because I could probably drive like forever just listening to him. So, anyway, yeah. So do something that you can just continue to grow with. So whether that's listening to podcasts, positive motivational type things. And I get it. Not everybody's that way. Not everybody cares for that. And that's fine. I'm just saying, if you're somebody who tends to be a little bit like how I am and where I'm trying to go and be and do, there you go. Listen to some podcasts. So number 2 is embrace lifelong learning. So number 3 is prioritize physical and mental health. I suck at this. So this says to exercise regularly. I do it all the time in my head, all the time, but I'm not good about doing something every single day. Eat nourishing foods. Not me, but I've gotten better over time. And get enough sleep. And so, I have sleep apnea and I am to have a CPAP machine. I do have one. I can't freaking use it, and I struggle with it, and I am trying to do some different things to do better with that. I am tired. I fall asleep, just watching a show, easily. And I know it's because I'm not getting the right sleep. And so I'm trying to find something outside of a freaking CPAP to help you with that. So if anybody else who struggled with a CPAP has any suggestions, please let me know, because I'm all for it. I've got some things, some kind of mouth guard type thing I just ordered, waiting for it to come in. Who knows, it'll come. But anyway. So then when I was listening to the other day, Ed Milet was interviewing somebody, and in regards to the food, this is how you should eat your food. So this is what I'm going to work on. So first you should eat fiber. So your veggies, things like that. Eat the fiber first. And then your protein. So eat the meats. Anything that's got the protein, that should be the next thing that you finish on your plate. And then lastly should be your carbs. That way, if you are still hungry, okay, you won't be as hungry and eat as much carbs, right? So it makes sense, which is therefore why desserts are always at the end, because if desserts were to be offered first, I'd be all over that business. So eat fiber first, then the protein, then the carbs last. So number 3 is prioritize physical and mental health. Number 4 is to set clear goals and reflect on them. So again, like I said, this information is just as good for me I'm talking to myself when I'm going through this. And so here I am. So, define specific and meaningful goals and break them into actionable steps. Review your progress and adjust your approach. So one of the things that were suggested on a podcast that I listened to is instead of, which if I'm driving and I'm listening to a podcast, I will dictate to my phone to make notes because, I don't want to forget it. That's my problem is when I'm driving, which is best for me to listen and learn, sucks at the same time because I can't sit and take notes and then follow up with it. So I will dictate making notes that way. But one of the things that's said here is to write things down, actually write. So like that journaling, going back to that, write things down versus typing it out or dictating it out. Actually get it down on paper, which I find is good for me because when I write it, it is sinking in better with me, doing that. So one of the suggestions is definitely write your thoughts down versus dictating it or texting it or whatever. So number 4 was set clear goals and reflect on them. Number 5 is to develop emotional intelligence. This said to cultivate self-awareness, empathy, and effective communication skills. These enhance relationships and your ability to handle challenges. Number 6 is to surround yourself with positive influences. Build a supportive social network. Hello, hi, Talk It Out, my supportive network, of people who uplift and inspire you. So in the beginning, I was talking about, yes, Michelle's not here, but yes, she is still part of it. Gen 2, anybody's a part of it. Whoever wants to join the group and be a part of it. Anything that's just, inspirational and just encouraging and uplifting. That's what I need. That I thrive off of that. So seriously, without Michelle, I probably wouldn't be here today still doing this. She really has pushed me, continues to push me. And so, but I truly do miss her because we totally vibe off each other. So anyways, Michelle, you need to come back, quickly. And I know you are, but sooner rather than later. So, and, when I did my sassy nails through Color Street, that's where I actually started. I've always been in the motivational quotes and things like that, but that's where I started, really getting into, the motivations and acts of kindness and things like that and starting to share that because I didn't want, the product for Color Street, I love it. It sold itself for me. And I truly believe it was building me to be where I'm at today doing this. But every day I would share my group, would just like I do on Talk It Out right now, or if Michelle shares some things, every single day at 7 and 9, I've got things that are going to post for you guys, acts of kindness, motivations. And so I just carried that over from my sassy nails to this. And it's just a positive platform. So it helps me as much as hopefully it's helping others out there. So that was number 6, surround yourself with positive influences. Oh, also it said to minimize time spent with those who drain your energy or discourage growth. And I'm lucky to not, necessarily have a whole lot around me, as far as the negative energy or not having that encouragement to keep doing what I'm doing. So I am grateful for that. Number 7 is practice self-discipline. Suck at this. So build habits that align with your values and goals, even when motivation fades. So practice self-discipline. Small, consistent efforts compound over time. And again, I know you guys get sick of hearing it, but here's my platform. Here I am. This is what I'm doing. So number 7 is practice self-discipline. Number 8 is give back and serve others. So acts of kindness and service not only benefit others, but also create a sense of purpose and fulfillment for yourself. Truly does that for me. I love doing for others. When I'm doing for others or whatever, it just makes me forget about anything that could be bad going on. Not that I have a whole lot of bad going on, but it just truly makes me feel good. I've told you guys I've got those motivational cards. On vacation, I handed a lot of them out, and there were truly some people who appreciated what was given to them. What I would do is have a random of 10 cards, and I would just have them upside down and say, okay, draw one. And then they would pull it and they're like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. This is exactly what I needed to, hear, read, whatever. And, so I know it, and who knows, they may have trashed it when I left, but whatever. It made me feel good it made them feel good at that point in time. So number 8 is give back and serve others. Number 9 is embrace challenges and failures. View difficulties as opportunities to learn and grow. A growth mindset helps you see setbacks as stepping stones rather than barriers. So true. I always, one of my sayings I always say is everything happens for a reason, good or bad. Everything happens for a reason. I'll sit back and think how just things have played out in my life over time. And there's a reason for all of it. And I think the reason is it was building me up to be where I'm at today. So, number 9 again was embrace challenges and failures. Number 10 is stay present and enjoy the journey. Fully engage with the present moment. Happiness is often found in these small and everyday experiences. Again, so true, to all of that. So, I do try to again, I'm not a perfect person. And there are some things I truly struggle with. I know. But I do try to take in and enjoy every single moment that I have. And, a part of that for me is capturing it by taking pictures and videos and doing those things. I had said, I don't know, in my myself and I video that I did a couple of weeks ago about, I have different voicemails saved on my phone. I treasure those, because you never know if it will be the last one. And, I like to be able to hear those voices again when I'm having a down day or whatever. It's just nice to hear the voices. So anyways, I try to capture all of that as much as possible. So going back to what the 10 habits and practices that can lead to a greater happiness and personal growth. So number 1 was practice gratitude. Number 2, embrace lifelong learning. Number 3, prioritize physical and mental health. Number 4 is set clear goals and reflect on them. Number 5 is develop emotional intelligence. Number 6 was surround yourself with positive influences. Number 7, practice self-discipline. Number 8, give back and serve others. Number 9, embrace challenges and failures. And then number 10 was stay present and enjoy the journey. And I actually did a deeper dive on all of this. I don't know if I guess I can go through it if you guys want to hang out with me a little bit longer, which I've only been on here for about 20 minutes. So, I can go through my deeper dive, but One of the things was just, so surround yourself with positive influences. That's hard to do, especially when you're one positive around a bunch of negatives. So draining, no fun. Whether it's family, whether it's work related, people you work with. It's just no fun. It's no fun to be around all that negativity. So trying to surround yourself with the positive influences. So 1, assess your circle. So do you have the right people in your circle who are making you feel positive, feel good? Do they inspire you, encourage you? They challenge you to be a better person? And then again, just avoid that negativity as much as possible. 2 is seek life-minded individuals. Look for people who share your values, your goals, or your interests. So earlier I talked about podcasts and the Audible books and things like that. Like, invest in yourself. So do those things. If you truly want to try to be a better person, a happier person, whatever, the only way you're going to really get there is to be around the right people, hear the right things to motivate you and be a better person. Work in progress all the time because, we know we're not perfect. But anyway, find something to continue to push you. Just like earlier today, I said I was going to do a live, and by me posting that is holding myself accountable to be like, okay, I have to show up and do this, whether I'm by myself or not, I have to show up. So me posting those on Facebook is making me be accountable to be here and actually continue on. 3 is learn from mentors. I've got many mentors. So grateful for those mentors and still look up to those mentors. And I've shouted out many times before, Nicole Aurelioso. She has made me a better person as far as my work relationship, my work ethic, my work life, how to be a better supervisor when I was supervising, really looking at the policies and the procedures that we have to follow. Like, she was just so good. I mean, I was terrified of her when I found out she was going to be my supervisor, but I needed the experience and I needed somebody to get me through it, and she was the right person, because without her I would have failed. And so I still think, Nicole and I have a story that we could just probably take on the road and just try to encourage others, because in my eyes, she is still very smart, intelligent lady, but she was just definitely way above me when our paths crossed. But she brought some good things into me, and I feel like I've brought some good things to her, and I'm grateful to praise her for her mentorship that she did for me, but to even call her a friend. And I will always shout her praises for her making me who I am today as far as my work ethic goes. Not that I sucked at my work ethic. She just made me a better person. 4, limit exposure to negativity. So we've heard this before too. Minimize interactions with those who drain your energy, gossip, or discourage. It's so easy to get sucked into anybody who's gossiping. And even if they're just not gossiping, but I guess it's still gossip, just kind of talking, well, I wouldn't have done something this way, blah, blah, blah. And I'm guilty of doing it too. So I'm just saying in general, like when I start hearing things, and I truly, and there are things that I don't want to listen to, or, I know it's just going to make my mind go somewhere else, and my anxiety is going to kick up that much more. I just try to tune it out when I'm hearing some things, or walk away from it. And that's hard to do, because it may appear that I'm being rude. And I'm not. I'm just trying to remove myself from the situation, because if I do continue to stay there, I may speak up, and then that may not go over very well or come out right, or I may get just sucked into whatever they're talking about. So anyways, the best thing to do is just to really remove yourself from the situation. If something's not looking good, you're not feeling right, just leave. A note that I made here, so you don't have to cut ties with those people, but definitely establish those boundaries. And so that's a work in progress for me. It's hard, but I'm trying. Number 5 is engage in growth, enabling activities together. So spend time with positive influences, doing activities that nurture growth. You can attend workshops, exercise, working on shared goals. And again, I wasn't one to sit back and listen to podcasts and things like that, but now that's like my go-to every time I get in a car. If I'm not listening to uplifting music, that's what I'm doing, is trying to listen to motivational speakers to make me a better person, and to keep growing. Be a positive influence yourself. So encourage, support, and inspire others. I truly hope that I am that person. In my current role that I'm in right now, I hope that that's how people see me. I hope that that's how I come across to them, is being encouraging and feeling and letting them feel comfortable, and feel like that if they needed to come and ask a question or talk to me or whatever, like that door feels open for them. I've said many times before, like if I give my number to you and I say, you call me anytime you need something or whatever, like I mean it. I'm not just like blowing stuff out my mouth. Like I mean for that to take place. As to where if somebody's going to give me their phone number and say, hey, you call me if you've got any questions, concerns, whatever. And I feel like I've got some important people's numbers in my phone that I truly do not try to bother unless I'm just like, hey, I sit and I think, if I gave you my number and say, call me anytime, I would like to think that the person who gave me their number truly means what they are saying. So I use your contacts when you can, when you need to. Even in our incident today, I'm hitting up people I know, being like, hey, this is what's going down, or what suggestions do you have, or whatever. And, what went down this morning, it's, yes, we've got the truck back. It's damaged and whatever, but there's more to it. And, so I'm going to use my people. I'm going to go to my people and ask those questions. Number 7 is leverage positive content. So actually, I didn't finish my be a positive influence. So I said encourage, support, and inspire others. When you radiate positivity, you naturally attract like-minded people. So true. All right, number 7, leverage positive content. So beyond personal relationships, expose yourself to uplifting books, podcasts, videos, virtual influences. Reinforce positivity. I need that reinforcement every freaking day. Number 8, celebrate success together. Celebrate not only your wins, but also those of the people around you. I struggle with that. So, work in progress. Acknowledge others' achievements. Build stronger connections and mutual motivation. Number 9 is be selective with your time. Quality matters more than quantity. Those who work with me, I'm always preaching about quality over quantity. Today's world, like I get everybody wants to work from home and it's so nice to be remote, and that's good for some people. It's not good for everybody. I'm one of those everybody's. I'm one of those people that I would be good to work from home a couple days a week, maybe. I've got to have that socialization. I don't like the way it makes me feel to be at home all day long. Yes, I love my dogs. If I could bring my dogs to work, that would be even more, better. But I like to interact with people. It's what makes me a better person. And so, I feel like everybody is pushing so hard to, trying to think of the right verbiage. We're just trying to be so automated versus having an actual person. which to me is personalization. We are getting away from that. And I can't stand it. I can't stand, yes, social media and yes, certain electronical things and AIs and all that fun stuff. Like, they are great, but we should not rely on that. There should still be people that we are able to reach out to. Gosh, I can't think of I need some drugs for my memory. I just like doing self-checkouts and things like that. Yes, they're nice. It's nice to go through that, but I really miss, like, because I can talk to anyone and anything. I mean, I will, for the most part, always go to a lane and have somebody actually check me out and carry on conversation. Just like recently, before this snow came, well, prior to when the ice and all that crap was coming, I had to go to Walmart because we had just got back from vacation. So I had to go. I had no milk. I had no, like, there were things that I had to have because we just got home. And so I go to Walmart to fight that battle. And I could not believe self-checkout at Walmart was like, people were lined up all the way to like the entrance of Walmart, which was crazy because they had a ton of self-checkouts in Marion. And I mean, it was packed. And then of course you go on down and every single lane had somebody checking somebody out and they were full. Like, I probably stood in line for my line, at least for 30 minutes to check out. And of course, me, sitting around observing, listening to people moan, bitch and moan about how slow this line is or whatever. Like, come on, people. We're all in the same boat. It sucks. It sucks to wait. It sucks to worry about an ice storm coming. And this is, we're waiting last minute to do this. Some of us were there because we needed to shop. Others are there because I got to get the last bit of milk and eggs and whatever. And they're just not going to, whatever. But it was just sad to see how hateful people can be because all they're thinking about is just themselves. And I can't stand that. And I had to bite my tongue a few times or turn away from the negativity. So that was the first go around with the ice. This last go around, I had to go to Walmart again because I needed food and some things. And if I got it, great. If not, whatever. I still had milk from the last time. And one of the first things I should have done, a little bit too much information, is I should have peed before I walked through Walmart. And I didn't do it. I just wanted to get in there and get out. But I didn't. I got my stuff. I got in line and I was just this lady in front of me. I mean, I will, again, talk to any strangers. And I'm like, listen, I hate to ask you this, but we were like 5 deep in line anyway. Everybody had full carts. I was like, do you mind to watch my cart while I go to the restroom? She's like, oh, girl, go ahead. And I was like, thank you. So I went and did that. Came back and then another lady had come in behind me. And next thing you know, we're just like carrying on conversation. And just making the best of the time we have to spend in line. And the lady behind me, I went with a list, but not a good list. And, I'm thinking of what I forgot, which I'm trying not to think because by heaven forbid did I want to leave that line and go back out and look for it. But as I'm sitting there and I had just loaded my stuff on and I put the little divider up so the lady behind me could start putting her stuff on and she throws these egg noodles down. I was like, dang it, egg noodles. That's exactly what I needed. Like I had everything else in my cart to make this pork casserole. And I freaking forgot noodles of all things. It's the main thing. I'm like, dang it. I'm like, I'm not going back out. Either I'll hit Dollar General or I'll just hope that I've got some at home and just deal with it, that way. And so as soon as she threw those up there, I was like, I said it out loud. I was like, dang it, noodles. That's what I forgot. And she kind of giggled at me or whatever. And so again, we're carrying on conversation and, she's like, do you want these pack of noodles? She's like, I'm not making anything soon as far as needing them. Like if you want them. And I was like, are you serious? She's like, yeah. And she just like threw them on my side. And I was like, how sweet. And I was like, well, thank you. I said, you did your act of kindness today, by giving me your noodles. And so went home and made my pork casserole thanks to her. But anyway, just the little things, they're good. They're warm, fuzzy feelings. So celebrate success together. Be selective with your time. Oh, actually, that's one I was on, quality over quantity. So we're talking about how we're getting away from automate. We're going to more and more into the automated and getting away from having actual true live beings answering the phone and helping us and talking to us and whatever. I'm not adjusting well with that. And that's not the answer to all of it. Number 10, create a gratitude practice together. Share gratitude practices on affirmations with positive friends or groups. Amplify the collective energy and positivity and growth. So create a gratitude practice together. Get with those who have the same vibe you've got. And you can feed off each other and build off each other and become a better person from each other. But everybody crosses your path for a reason. So look at that closely sometimes. There's a reason why it's happening. So anyways, as I was writing out what I was going to talk about, and I'm not going to lie, I did use Chat GPT to help me with guiding me on what I wanted to talk about, because I suck at my verbiage all the time. But gosh, as soon as I start hearing somebody speak or I'm reading it, I'm like, yes, it's exactly how I feel. That's what I mean. That's what I want to say. And then I feel guilty, like using somebody else trying to help me, but it's guiding me to at least start that conversation. So as I was doing this today, then my good old pal Dominique, in my group message with her and Jenny Landon, had sent me this quote from Lisa Turkis, which I don't know if I pronounced her name right, but she's a good author too. Definitely, if you're looking for some positivity, she's been through some times, and she's got some good books. So Lisa, Lysa Turkis, Terkeust. So this is what the quote said. No human is strong enough to withstand seeing too much of God's plan in advance. It must be revealed daily. We must be led to it and through it slowly. So I was like, this is perfect timing. This is kind of what I'm going to talk about today. And so I wanted to share what she had shared with me. And my other one that I forgot to write down so I could share it here, because it hit me. It smacked me in the face, and I sent it to Michelle too. It was like raising my head, and I'm like, this is me right here. And she's like, truth. So anyways, that's all I got. That's all I got today. Anybody who ever wants to join, whether it's here or coming to the good old studio and hanging out, let me know. Otherwise, if there's certain topics that you would like for me to try to discuss or look into and share, I would love to do that. More than likely, it's something I need to hear myself. So, like I said, things I'm sharing here are the exact same things I need to be preaching to myself for. So this is good for me as much as hopefully it's good for others out there. Again, thank you for the continued support. Please continue to share. And let's just make this world a better place to live in, because it's pretty dang sad and I don't like it. So anyway, thank you for listening, hanging out. If you hung out with me the entire time, if not, go back and rewatch, share with anybody who may benefit. Throw some comments on there. I love to hear and see what you guys have to say. So that's all I got. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Stay warm and go out there and do some acts of kindness and just make somebody smile today. It's so easy to do. All right, guys. Have a great evening. Bye-bye. Got my little hands out. See you later. Bye. 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 Oh, I guess I could just turn it off right here because I'm facing it.